Hey, bud.
How you doing?
Good.
Cheers, buddy.
Happy Moist Monday.
Happy Moist Monday. Dude, I thought of a... So we're still working on, like, intros.
Yeah.
I thought of a intro I want to try.
Because what was my outro that I tried on the recording? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Let's keep your Mondays moist and then something else. I don't remember the second
Well, that was
half.
my... Yeah, keep your Mondays moist and then your moist mundane. No, it wasn't that, but that's...
That's like a bummer, isn't it?
Yeah, mundane sucks.
It's just like average.
All right, but you want to hear... This is working,
Okay.
so we don't have to keep it. This is just an idea I had when I was driving over here. So it goes... Okay, I gotta remember. I wrote it down on my notepad. Okay, so it goes, moisten those lips and moisten those hips. You're listening to the Moist Monday podcast. All right, welcome to Moist Monday. The dude, here's what I don't... I mean, I haven't obviously listened to the past episodes.
Sure.
Spoiler alert. But I don't think we ever introduced ourselves.
No, we didn't. I know that.
So this is like episode 4 or 5.
But like
And you
maybe kind of episode 1. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, true. So I'm not going to put a number on it. This is a non-binary podcast. No numbers involved.
Numbers aren't real.
Yeah, numbers are real. I don't believe in them. So I'm I'm Robert. I have a beard. And that's Jacob.
Hi, I'm Jacob. Yeah.
You're a freak show performer.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, because you have better credentials than just a beard.
I got nervous. This is a good question. Where do you think like nervousness stems from? Because like when you're a kid, at least in my experience, when I was a kid and younger, even in high school, dude, I wasn't nervous.
No, you did weird shit in high school, like shamelessly.
Yeah, like
And that's also what I was kind of known for too at a time.
like I literally did not give a fuck.
Were you bullied?
A little bit when I was like junior high, maybe.
Okay.
But in high school, I was just a freaking weirdo. But I would go to school with painted hair, or I would, I just didn't give a fuck. And then when I graduated high school and became an adult, I gave a fuck all of a sudden.
Were you nervous in college? Your semester?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been kind of nervous, like when it comes to women.
Sure.
But I'm a lot more nervous just in general now. Like, I wish I could go back to those days where I just didn't care and would do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, because I'd like to think I still do, because I'm not an especially nervous person.
No, I don't think you ever have been.
No, because I think
But
we
are
were
you-
similar in high school.
But are you outgoing?
When I want to be. It just depends on the day.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like, because like I was thinking, like Wednesday at a show. Oh wait, you had a show on Saturday. I'd love to talk about that too. But like,
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that, yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday at a show where I did a freak show act. But
Dude, I feel like I've never seen you interact that much after that set.
The weird thing is, before a freak show performance, I'm not in a good mood. I'm not excited.
Well, that's because you're it's not just putting on a show. Like, I'm in a band and I'd get on stage and play music. You put your hand in a bear trap. Like,
Yeah, I think part of
I
it,
would not be excited either.
yeah, like I think a lot of it is just knowing, like, hey, I'm gonna be in a lot of pain soon, and I need to be entertaining while doing so, and that's a really weird
You have a lot more pressure.
thing to travert. Like
Yeah.
that's a very weird
can't
idea that
even-
you have to focus on, because luckily when you're on stage, things barely hurt. Like there's times when I've really felt it, and that's what's
Well,
shitty.
because you got the adrenaline.
Yeah,
moving.
like if there's a shitty crowd, it hurts so bad. So I'm worse off, which makes them an even worse crowd because I'm less entertaining.
and it's a full circle.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
it's
dude, that's
just
how it is.
fucking
That's how it is for
downhill.
any stage performance. You feed off the audience.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
the difference is pain.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I can kind of compare is Jackass.
Sure.
Because
yeah.
they just, I mean, you're doing freak show stuff, which is stunts, and they're just being stupid.
I mean, but they do planned stunts. I mean, think how much money goes into that shit to plan.
Yeah,
it.
that's true. But it's like the only comparison I have because
I mean, it's the closest like big thing,
big medium
yeah,
to freak
that
show.
Yeah, people understand because a lot of people don't even know about Freak Show anymore.
Well, what was that show that was on the air about Freak Show? I remember watching that.
Yeah,
it was about. Was it about Coney Island?
No, it was the California, the Boardwalk one, and they've closed down since because a lot of people talk to me like when
Did they close because of COVID?
No, they closed. They died before COVID. I'm pretty sure. I guess. Fuck, I cannot remember the name of it.
I remember enjoying that show.
Yeah, no, I loved it.
Because a lot of it wasn't Freak Show performance.
It was kind of a reality.
It was
show,
about the Like it was a reality of the performers.
Yeah, because fuck, I'll have to check. I think the one girl's name was Asia because I think I follow her on Instagram still. And I think she still does shit. Morg was the big guy from it.
Oh yeah, that name sounds familiar.
Because he was like the real like freak of it, but he was a self-made freak, not a natural born. Like he just learned stunts and like changed the way he looked to do shit.
Oh, like modified his appearance.
Yeah, he wasn't like born with a disability that they turned into a performance.
Which some Freak Show performers do.
Yeah,
because that's how they fit in.
That's like the natural born idea of it. Where back in the day, it was like when freak shows first started, it was only them. It was basically like, hey, look at these people where the term freak came.
Yeah, look at these.
Which I think is more so why people refer to them as sideshows because
freak's
less
kind of
derogative.
It's derogative. Yeah.
But I guess from what I know, it's kind of the idea of like taking the name back where freak show is cool again if you're a part of it. Because also like being called a freak is whatever. That's not a big deal.
Well, that's how you identify.
That's how I like to think of it. Yeah, I know others don't, I guess.
I guess it just all depends. But you're the only freak that I know.
Right, yeah, and there's
it's a
only
very
few
niche.
in the
It's a
area.
very niche community.
Yeah, and like so when I worked with Coney Island, there was a few like natural borns where it was they had a disability and they worked and act around it and it was super cool. Like I know one of the more famous, my favorite show I've ever seen there. Her name was Cuckoo the Bird Girl.
Oh, you've told me about it.
Yeah, and it's because she took the name from a previous performer who was in the Freaks film whenever that came out.
Oh,
So,
there's like a Freak movie.
yeah, it's really old, but like and it had old performers, and this was a character then, and it's a character now. And I know they had the same disease. I cannot remember the name. It's where it makes you look older than you are.
Oh,
I think that's what it is because that's like what I guess I saw her as. But she was a Australian performer, fucking fantastic. She started out in the original costume. And then she kind of like shed it for like a sexier, funnier costume.
That's because she was using the old name, so it's kind of paying homage to the.
And then yeah, because
really
she also
cool.
did a one-woman show about the history of freak shows. I didn't get to see it because I wasn't in New York that week. But yeah, like she's incredible, super funny, super cute. And then like her performance was she did an aerial act over a bed of nails blindfolded. Like incredible.
That's fucking scary.
Yeah, no, like she's my favorite performer I've ever seen, and she was a more like born a freak and then like worked at the sideshow and like fucking killed it. She was so cool. She's my favorite performer. I didn't get to talk to her after the show. I didn't see her.
Damn, that just makes it, because I've only ever seen you perform Freak Show stuff.
Right, yeah. And
like, because I know of Freak Show stuff and I've seen like stuff online, obviously, but like just seeing it live is so cool. And like, I've only seen you.
well, and
That's like you loving music and only seeing a local band.
One band,
One
yeah.
local band. And it's like, there's other bands out there and they play on the radio? Can I see them live? Dude, I mean, we've talked about it before, but I really want to go to New York. I think it'd be, because isn't Coney Island it's still alive, barely,
yes,
right?
yes, it's making a comeback. I know there's been some weird drama there that I've been like,
Drama?
yeah,
In the Freaks?
something about like the guy who like claimed I don't know enough, so I won't talk a lot about it. But the new person in charge was my mentor, so I'm super pumped
sweet.
about that. Yeah, he's incredible. His name's Real Adam, I think, or Adam. No, it's Adam Realman.
Adam Realman.
Because I know his character was kind of like he was Adam, like of Adam and Eve. Like he's the first man. He was a strong man for a long time.
That's a cool gimmick.
Incredible performer. Like,
When I say gimmick, I don't mean
I mean,
respectfully. I'm not making fun.
It was his act
Yeah,
because he's
yeah,
obviously not that person.
Yeah,
so I guess that's a gimmick.
kind of a gimmick, but
I think so. Yeah.
that was I said that in a nice way.
Yeah. No, it's a
Because
cool.
that's his thing. You know?
The idea
Yeah.
that he's the original man. Yeah.
the
I like
strong man.
Yeah. Because he was a strong man. He does a ton of performances, but he taught me because he didn't do fire. He didn't teach me fire because he had a full beard, and there was someone who focused on fire, who was my
I guess fire would be tough to. I mean, you got a little beard, but yours is kept tight.
yeah. And he had a full beard, but he taught me everything else.
Like blockhead.
Blockhead, trap work, glass walking. He was a sword swaller, so he taught me like the basics of that. And
Which
he
I know you've been working on that forever, but I've never seen you do it.
I haven't worked on it in a while. I tried it when we lived together
Dude,
before I
that's
went
the
to
crazy
school.
part, is you tried, that was your first freak show thing I remember you doing.
And it's the only thing I don't do now, basically. Yeah.
Sword swallowing is scary. I mean, also,
It's not
do
fun.
you even own a sword?
No, I've looked online. It's hard because if you
You have
look
to
up,
get a certain type of sword to swallow?
you just have to get one that's like thin enough, I guess.
I guess.
But if you look up sword swallowing swords, they're fake. They're ones that are like collapsible.
Oh.
Yeah, so like
so it's a magic trick.
That is, yes, but real sword swallowing is It's
That's what the weird part is, and I know you get offended by this, but freak show and magicians, you know, in the common folks mindset are in the same group.
Yes. And I've performed with a lot of magicians. I love them. They're incredible because of what they do. And like a bunch of freak show kind of like moves into that subject where it is illusionary based, but nothing I do is illusionary based because also I don't think I have the charisma or like I don't want to put in that effort of stage persona to trick people.
When I used to do a bunch of magic when I was younger, and one of the things that stuck with me from doing magic was magic is 10% whatever you're doing, 10% sleight of hand. It's 90% show. Like you have to put on like this show, and then that 90% helps cover the fakeness of it.
Yeah, like because you're getting people to look the wrong direction or focus on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And that's just not.
And you build like this story in people's heads, this showmanship where one of my favorite tricks that I've ever done, I wish I could fucking remember how to do it, was this card trick where I'd have people pick a card. You know, I'd go through the steps.
The 4-pile one.
Yeah.
You've done that for me, and you were great at it.
But like I would do like this gimmick where I'd flip over a card and be like, "Is that your card?" Super confidently, and then you'd go, "No," and then I go like scramble mode.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all part of the act.
Yeah.
And by doing that, you lower the bar,
which is fun for the big
and then
reveal.
you're like, "Oh crap! Okay, so now I need to." You act like you don't know what to do.
It's like a bait and switch of talent.
Yeah,
which I like.
And then you like scramble mode, and then all of a sudden you're like, "There's only one card left." You're like, "Do you think that could be your card, maybe?" And then they flip it over, and it's like, "That is my card."
Which then
they're like, "Holy shit!"
You knew what you were doing.
I knew what I
and,
was doing the whole
that
time.
was the fun part, yeah. Because I don't want the charisma of that. Because I kind of like being not shy, but like kind of like cutesy and be like just me. Like because that's why I like performing with a partner. And I usually
the crazy part is you're never on mic.
No, and that's something I need to work on is getting.
Because you always perform with a partner.
Yes,
but you guys have great stage presence, and your dynamic back and forth is great. It's humorous. It's great because he does some stunts too.
Yes, I've taught him a few things. Yeah, but like what I like is I have him go up first. Well, I personally like to bring everything on stage because I like people to see me handling my material.
Show off your muscles.
And he'll like do a line, say who he is, say who I am. And I like being like, hello, because I think that's more fun and cutesy.
Where it definitely is.
It's like a little bit more like, oh, he's just a person.
Yeah, you're definitely like, that's your identity on stage, your freak character.
I like being a little unorganized, and I've never written dialogue
but I think it fits in that scenario too. It makes
a polished freak show is nothing.
No, because you want it unpolished. You want it uncomfortable.
The crowd wants me to bleed.
It's uncomfortable.
Yes.
And that's why I freaking love it, because the way the crowd reacts, I love it, dude.
That's the weird part about a lot of shows I've done is I don't get laughs. I don't get claps because the crowd is so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it's weird when you
get
can't.
gasps.
Well, but like that's not very loud. So it's weird when you can't see them and know that they're engaged. But like with that kind of act, you know that they have to be because
dude, everyone is
holding their breath. So you don't hear a thing.
Everyone's engaged, and people are standing up because they need to see it.
Yeah, it's
because it's not like stand up. It's not like a musical performance and then you clap it.
You can't just like take it in. It's you have to.
You're on the audience is on the edge of their seat
because
you literally are putting your body in harm's way.
Well, because with my average act, I can break a hand, I can cut open my feet, and I can break a rib.
Yeah, and that's just his average act.
Yeah, I mean, but like if you add fire, you legitimately can die if you inhale wrong.
Yeah,
Or
because you're breathing fire.
yeah, no, like you can burn your lungs up.
You're putting chemicals in your mouth.
Yeah, that's a shitty part of it. Is because like
It's cool as fuck though.
yeah, but like being trained in it, they did let you know like, hey, a lot of this is cancer causing. Just so you know, like that is something that could
Yeah.
happen later. But what isn't?
But I would much rather swallow fire than go out smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like you got to pick your vice.
Oh, I mean, but also like if I go microwave some chicken nuggets, that can give me cancer eventually. Like it.
Yeah, we probably have liver cancer from drinking. Moist Monday.
Yep. Speaking of which, you went to the doctor today. How did that go?
Oh yeah, dude. Okay. Okay, so I know we're a comedy podcast, are we?
Where's the podcast?
We're an everything podcast.
We're a Moist Monday podcast.
But now I can officially say I'm a spokesman for mental health.
Okay.
Can I say that?
Officially, I never know.
I mean, I'm a public figure.
Yep.
I'm on multiple platforms under different names.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? And I just got depression medicine today. And dude,
This isn't your first time with it.
no, it's my
though.
second time because my first time. So COVID hit me hard. I mean, it hit everyone hard.
Sure.
I'm not trying to but like I fucking spiraled, and so I got on it, depression medicine, and also my depression is very seasonal, which I think for a lot of people it is
Sure.
because it's cold out right now and
Well,
it's
'cause-
gloomy and
Personally, I don't think I have depression, but I've gone through depressed episodes. Yeah.
yeah.
Like I've had cause and effect that led to depression. Same with anxiety. But I feel like mine isn't the long lasting type.
yours aren't the long lasting, and it's not reoccurring. It's just random.
I think not random. I think it's deserved. Like it's when like something shitty happens, I'll be depressed.
Well,
for
that's
a
it because you're reacting to an event.
Yeah, like
Dude, I'll wake up some days and be depressed for 2 days, and I'll have no idea why.
that fucking sucks.
Dude, it does suck. But like, so I got back on this medicine,
What are you on?
Wellbutrin.
Wow.
I think it's what my grandpa takes. So
Okay. How's he doing? Is he happy?
yeah. And,
Okay.
And my doctor was like, "It looks like you took it and then quit taking it." And I was like, "Yeah, I have seasonal depression." And he's like, "Well, I mean, I'm gonna put you on 6 months. We'll get together in 6 months. We'll talk about it. Maybe take you off because it'll be nice out." And I was like, I've noticed my patterns. I've noticed how I act. Let's just stay on it forever.
I mean, if it works,
I know,
why
like,
not?
why take it off? Because
And risk.
with my depression, it always kicks in. Like, sometimes it doesn't even. I'll, like, just randomly get sad. And I'm like, I'm driving home. Like, what the fuck, dude? And then I'm just in this funk. And it's like, I have these peaks and valleys. And I'm like, can I just be stable?
Sure.
But, like,
have you noticed? Because I've heard of this, that it kind of like, with your peaks and valleys, it kind of chops off the tip of both. So you won't be as happy as possible, but like you won't.
oh, if you take medicine?
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that, have you noticed that?
I mean, I just started taking it.
But you've taken it before, because I remember when we kind of reconnected, you told me about that and you got on it.
I mean, I think because I'm generally a happy person, I like to have fun. But that was my whole worry initially with medication and with mental health is I wanted to be strong enough to do it on my own.
Yeah, there's like a pride factor.
It's a pride factor for sure, and then it's also like I don't want to rely on this fucking thing that I have to take every day in order to be happy.
I think that's why I've never talked to a doctor about it.
And then I get worried that like, okay, now I'm feeling great. I've been taking this fucking pill for 3 years. What if I stop taking it?
No.
Do I have to take this for the rest of my life? But I've gotten to this point where it's been this recurring habit of mine, these depressive episodes, where I'm at this point where I'm like, I'm just tired of it.
Sure.
And I want the medicine to make me feel better.
But like if you're talking about like relying on what do you do to relax? The same thing we both do. We fucking moisten up.
Yeah, true.
That's a chemical change to your body. What's the fucking difference?
Yeah, it's just
Besides, it's actually not. It's healthier,
the stigma of it,
which is fading.
the stigma of mental health, and it's like, if you guys are freaking, I don't want to get into like a self-help podcast.
Well, yeah.
But
Nor
we'll
can
talk-
you
we're gonna-
recommend.
No, but I'm just like, dude, men struggle,
Yeah.
and if you need help, fucking, I talk to a therapist. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Jacob's talking to a therapist right now because we're doing a podcast. Remember, we talked about that. This is going to be your therapy.
I hope so. I fucking hope so.
Because he doesn't want to get a therapist. But
No,
I think he
because
should.
Part of it is the shame factor. I feel that. Like I get what you mean.
I had to wait, okay, so I was struggling with mental health for a long time.
Sure.
And then you have to hit a certain point in your journey in mental health where you're like, I can't do this. I need therapy.
See, I've definitely hit that.
And then didn't. And the problem, here's the
And-
problem. Here's the problem with it though is you get to those points where you're like, okay, I fucking really need help. I really need therapy. And then you call like the office and they're like, okay, yeah, let's get you scheduled. You can see someone in 6 weeks.
Fuck. Yeah.
I know that there's a lot of stuff like there's
BetterHelp.
BetterHelp. Like there's
Yeah.
online stuff now, so it's more readily available. So that does help. But I remember it was so discouraging because I was like feeling hopeful because I was like, okay, I'm ready to take that step into therapy. And then I called and it was like, okay, your appointment is in next month.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I going to do for a month?
yeah, because you just hit the bottom of what you were
But guess
comfortable
what?
with,
I'm still here. So
and you got help.
yeah, and it was freaking awesome. And then, yeah, it's just a great way to talk about things.
How many therapists have you been through?
So I had one a long time ago. There was an ex-girlfriend's therapist. She brought me in when
Weird.
when we were dating and did some couples therapy.
Oh.
And then I started seeing her separately.
How different was couples versus separately?
Um,
So I guess is because I feel like couples therapy, it's still individual.
well, couples therapy is it was mostly relationship-based problems.
Oh,
And
okay.
and you could really express yourself and be, and we didn't do it for very long. Also, we were super young when we did it. So did it even help? No, 'cause
Yeah.
we're
How
not
old
together.
were you?
It would have been like 19.
That's weird.
And it was only because she was seeing this therapist at the time, and we had just started talking again, and I had like drove her to therapy,
Okay.
and I was in the car waiting for her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, he's in the car," and so she's like, "You want to bring him in?" And then we did a couple sessions.
So do you think the therapist just wanted more money?
No, because I think it was still under her insurance, and it was her session.
Okay.
But I think she had heard a lot of backstory of me,
Fair.
and yeah.
Oh,
So
that's got to be weird to go to a couples therapist that your girlfriend at the time had already gone to for so long.
yeah, but she was a cool therapist, and I saw her for a little bit. But then it got nice out, and I was like, I feel fucking great. And then so I quit seeing her, and then I started going to therapy a couple years later at this company, and I've been at this company ever since. But I'm on my third therapist there, and it's not
It's not
you,
right?
it's me.
I thought it was circumstantial.
No, it's
for a couple-
circumstantial.
Yeah.
But I just like that when people say that when they break up with people.
Because always bullshit.
Can you imagine a therapist saying, "It's not you, it's me"?
Wait, can a therapist say, I don't want to see you anymore? Get
No,
a new
I
one?
definitely think it's a patient. Well, but you gotta have a connection. You.
But like, I wonder if a therapist has ever broken the connection.
Maybe.
That would be fucked.
My first therapist was dope. I didn't see her for very long, but she was really nice. I like going to women. I don't know. I feel more comfortable talking to women.
See, that's so interesting to me.
Well, you're part feminine, so that's probably why I talk.
But like, I think I'd want to see like an old man.
Yeah, it's just personal preference. So like when you call and set up an appointment, they say, "Who do you want to see, a male or female?" And I just feel more comfortable, but also intimidated. It's a weird thing. But the first one I went to was awesome. But then her freaking side hustle took off, and she was gonna quit being a therapist. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna leave us stranded here?"
Like, yeah, because if you're in the therapist game, I feel like you gotta be 100%.
Yeah, because you're
like,
helping
nah,
me.
sorry, my Bitcoin took off.
Yeah, it was just like, and I remember she like was crying because she's like, "I'm so sorry to do this to you."
Then don't. Do you know what her side hustle was?
I don't remember. It was some online business. But then my second therapist came along, and her husband was in the military, so they moved a lot.
Did you see her in person?
Yeah, I saw her in
okay.
person, and I saw her for 2 years, and she was my favorite, dude. She gave me homework. You get in therapy what you put out or what you put into it, you know? And I
get out what
I
you put into
love
it.
and I love like when they give me homework and they give me to do like things to work on week by week to improve myself. And she would do that, and then we would also discuss craft beer. Like I remember we'd go in sometimes, and she'd be like, "Dude, I just tried this beer. You got to check." And I feel like that therapist relationship was more than just a therapy. Like it was like we were friends. And then I knew this was gonna come, but since her husband was in the military and they moved a lot, it got to a point where they were moving to a different state because of the military. And I was like, oh, fuck. Because I saw her for like 2 years.
God, that sucks.
And then I had to start with another person. And when I started with my therapist that I have now, it was in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
So it was over Zoom.
Which I know I would lie.
Well, you get into it, you get out with I can't say that.
Because, like, I feel like with you, I'm not going to lie. You know me well enough.
Well, why'd you lie in therapy? You're there to get better, so why would you lie?
Just to, like, not be as bad as I think I am, I guess.
Yeah, that's the point of therapy, though, is to
yes,
and you're talking to
your faults.
but you're talking to somebody that is like a third party so you can talk about everything, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But what was weird is I started with this therapist that I have now over Zoom, which really sucked because when I had to say goodbye to my last therapist, it was over Zoom.
And you knew her for years.
Yeah. So like our goodbye was over a freaking webcam. And it sucked because we would go on like walks together and stuff during
Really? I didn't know that.
It was freaking cool. Yeah. She was awesome. But yeah, I've been in therapy for a long time and it's definitely awesome.
I definitely need to be.
I definitely think it's helped, and I think this medication is going to help, and it's going to be freaking awesome. And here's, like, this whole time, I've been so excited to get back on this medication because I know it's going to help me. And you know, like, that TikTok trend where it goes, go little rock star.
Yeah.
That's all I'm picturing in my head. Like, I just got depression medication, and I just hear,
Go little rock star.
You're going to be great.
TikTok brain, I guess.
God, I fucking hate how much I love that app.
It's like crack.
Honestly, yeah, because it's like
It is.
Fuck, what's the word? Like where they like make it for you.
Yeah, they curate it.
Yes, curate. Yeah.
Oh man.
Which hopefully we pop up on yours.
And if you're seeing us on TikTok,
You're like us apparently.
make sure you like it, because we like you. Hey, you scrolling on the toilet right now? Nice genitals.
Hard us before your legs fall asleep and you have to awkwardly walk back to work.
Dude.
I fucking hate that so much.
Okay,
It's weird how a toilet can knock out your legs.
With my new job right now, I do a lot of residential stuff in people's houses, so I don't take like bathroom breaks. But
Wait, so if you did though, would you go
like if I have to go to the bathroom, I go to the bathroom. But
in this houses?
or go to the gas station or something.
Okay.
Or there's porta potties. But in my old job, when I worked at like in a shop,
yeah.
I would be like, I'm bored, and go to the bathroom for 20 minutes.
Yeah, 15 to 20 minutes. Because my last job was a welder, and you were a carpenter.
Yeah, it was
so
carpenter
like,
in a shop, and our bathrooms had motion lights, and this happened multiple times. I was in there for so long, the lights would shut off, and you're in a stall, and then you're like, your pants are around your ankles, and you're like, you have to like waddle up or hope someone comes in, and then a couple times people would walk in, and they walk into darkness, but they see someone, and it's such a funny image to think about.
Just two pair of darkened legs.
Yeah, you just walk in the bathroom, like, oh, no one's in here, and then you just see in the corner a leg, like they're sitting in the dark. Like, that's so funny. And then you just hear, thank you.
Because I remember when I was a welder, and so there's probably in my building, because there's a male and female bathroom, then a private bathroom. There's probably 50 dudes who worked there, 2 girls. Yeah, so it sucked that the male bathroom was always completely full.
It's always full.
And the girls' bathroom, it was like, oh god, there's no one in there. And then there's the private
cleaner.
one. But like with the male bathroom, it sucked because our cleaning staff was so, like, they circulated so much. Every time I was in there, you'd hear the door open and be like, hey, and it was the one woman who worked there basically be like, hey, is anyone in here? And I didn't want to be like, yep. So I would just go like, just hoping they would hear. Because I didn't want to admit in my own vocal, like in my own like voice.
You didn't want to, hey, I shit.
Yeah,
you didn't
like,
want to
it was a weird shame that I remember of just like trying to like, or you just bump into something. So they'd be like, oh, someone's in there.
Because you'd rather just hide in the bathroom and hope they hear you rustling around and them
like,
know who you are.
I'm taking a shit, which half the time I wasn't. I was just on my phone.
Yeah, you're on your phone.
I was tired of welding for 4 hours straight.
And you're just like, I fucking hate work.
Well, that's the weird fucking thing about welding is you're wearing the mask, so you see 2 inches.
Oh,
for hours.
I didn't even think about that, dude.
No, because
That's your entire day.
Your entire vision is blacked out besides what you're welding.
Oh my god!
So
Plus you have all that heat and that protection on.
Well, yeah, because no matter what the temperature is, you have to wear layers so you don't get burnt. So you're sweating.
Oh, during the summer, it's probably miserable.
No, this summer's fucking dangerous where I worked because
A
on
lot
the
of dehydration and
well, no, like I remember
heat stroke.
when it was over 100 outside, they would open the door to cool things down inside. Because after
yeah,
somebody,
because shops don't have AC.
I mean, they do, but like with welding, it's more focused on the ventilation.
Yeah.
Trying to pull out the fumes. But I mean, there's just robots and welders everywhere, and like there's things that are
it's fire, dude.
yeah. No, because after somebody passed out, they got us these vests.
All right, you just skimmed over that real quick. After someone passed out,
I wasn't there when somebody passed out at this shop.
So like they were just in the middle weld and it dropped.
I'm sure they like stopped welding, sat aside, and then passed out.
I mean, I'm sure if you're in this industry,
You
listening,
know.
Yeah, I'm sure. But that's just crazy to think. Like that's a dangerous job, and that's not even. What's crazy about welding is that's not even the most dangerous. Like there's underwater welding is so dangerous.
Yeah.
But you make so much money.
I mean,
Because I remember you
kind
looking
of.
into it.
Well, I looked into it. One, you have to be coastal, but also
Yeah, you got to be like a journeyman and
and
wanna
you
travel.
work. I like the idea of because that was the shitty part of being a welder. I'm glad I'm done with it. Everyone told me like, oh my god, welders make more than fucking doctors. Bullshit.
No, they don't.
No, a welder makes more than a doctor, but not me versus the average. Because
Yeah, I make more than you, Doc.
well no, I made I think 15 to 16 an hour.
But you're working fucking 50 hours a week.
Yeah, 10 to 12-hour days.
Yeah.
No, and it was complete bullshit. It was like it's a fun job to like actually weld, but the idea that I built one piece of machinery,
Yeah.
I built it.
You're in a
for-
factory.
I worked it about 40 times a day, 10 hours a day, 50 hours a week for 4 years.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, what do you do? I'm a welder. And it's like, that's fucking cool, dude.
And, like,
and you're
no.
like, okay, well, I'm just running lines on the same fucking part over and over.
The issue was the first company I did, I built a bunch of different shit. I did that for like 8 months and they laid me off because they were a small company and like winter came. Like they had 12 employees. I think they fired like 4 of us. They hired me out of college. So obviously I'm the worst,
Oh, yeah.
which I'm comfortable with. I was doing the grunt work. They needed
Bottom
me.
of the totem pole.
Yeah. And like I was fresh out of college and like that job was fun. It beat the shit out of me because that job broke my nose, fractured my leg.
Jesus Christ.
That's the one time I've passed out from a heat stroke or whatever the fuck it
Jesus
was.
Christ.
And God, like, yeah, I never got an ambulance, but I saw another dude get an ambulance. But like that job was fun. I loved my lead. I loved the other welders.
Did you guys just hear all the shit that he listed and said, yeah, that job was fun?
That was way better than the other welding job I did where I was safe
What?
and built one thing for 4 years and maybe a
Oh,
shit
wow.
welder.
That
No, because I can tell you the story of when I broke my nose. And that,
I've
When I-
never been. Can you imagine breaking your nose, passing out, getting brutally injured?
and fractured my leg.
Oh, that was so much fun.
That job was
ladies
fun.
and gentlemen, he's a freak show performer, so I guess he likes pain.
Well, that's part of it is everyone's like, God, I can't imagine how you did that. I'm like, I did something way more dangerous for a career.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah, 6 years I was a welder.
That's crazy.
From 19 to 26, basically. 25, 26, yeah.
Yeah, 1995 to 2026. I'm just kidding.
No, so the day I broke my nose as a welder, I don't think I have a picture of it, though, unfortunately, to like link. But what I was doing is they finally gave me my own project. And I was in charge of
That's
building
cool.
22 truck beds.
All right.
And like,
It does not sound fun to me.
it was so much fun.
But it's your own independent project. I
Right,
get it.
and like I remember at one point, like everyone was helping. Just I think it was near the start of it to build like the base of it.
Yeah.
And at one point, they put me in charge of a helper, and he was a piece of fucking shit. I remember that. I hated
Yeah,
him.
if you're listening, you're a piece of shit.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say a name right now, and we're gonna bleep it, and that's gonna be who it is.
You didn't say a name.
I know that's the joke, but I'll put a bleep there, and people, and then people are gonna figure out what name it is.
No.
I didn't say a name, you
The shitty
idiots.
thing, the only thing I remember about him is that he was at Vegas during that shooting.
Oh, you're in that concert?
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember about him.
That's traumatic, dude.
I
Rest
know.
in peace.
I worked there. No, he lived. He didn't die.
No, I mean, like, rest in peace to
Oh,
the people. That
everyone else. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
You're the one that took it there. I go, rest in peace. You go, he didn't die. Other people did.
No, okay, but I remember. So I was building the walls of the truck bed could fold down, so I put like a hinge on it, and it could like collapsible.
Nice.
So they were all separately built.
Built Ford tough.
They weren't Ford, but whatever. But I remember I was building it, and I had to bend it over a wooden block. Like I'd like clamp it over a wooden block.
So it has a curve in it.
No, because when you weld it, it warps. So it was to fight
to counterbalance the
yes.
warp.
So it's like you warp it one way because you know when you weld it, it'll warp it the other way. So it should come out even.
Damn, he's smart.
I didn't design it. The fucking engineer did. But
you just follow the plans.
Yeah, no, engineers are the geniuses and the idiots of everything you do.
Yeah, true.
Well, because they build amazing schematics, but they don't.
They don't know the practicality.
They don't know. Yeah, they don't know.
That's
how
like in my
to
industry.
build.
That's like in my industry, architects.
Yeah, no,
They
it's the
design
exact same
amazing
thing.
things, but then it's like, dude, this isn't
That
possible.
doesn't work.
I can't build this. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not possible.
And that's such a weird factor.
And they
because
make
they're
so
much
dude,
smarter than us.
engineers and architects make so much than what we do.
Way more than twice.
And it's like
probably 4 times
yeah,
what we
and
make.
it's like, dude,
You should have taken a welding class or a carpentry class just to learn the basics.
yeah.
No, I loved our engineer at the time though. And like he did a good job. It was the second company, not so much. But so I would clamp it down over like a solid, I think like 4-inch square block of wood. So there was a 4-inch gap over a, I don't know how many feet, probably like 5 feet block of wood.
Oh, okay.
So whatever the
Circumference.
dynamics of it is, yeah. And one time when I was clamping it, or I guess I don't know if I was clamping it or I was getting ready to unclamp it, the clamp slipped. And just, so the metal frame that I already welded undid.
It unwarped.
Yeah.
It popped
as
up.
fast as it fucking
And it's
can.
metal.
Into my face.
Oh.
So it crushed.
Just right in your nose.
my nose. Yeah, straight on. Hit me right in the nose.
Did you drop?
Yes.
I would have just been like, ow.
Because like I blacked out for probably.
Oh, you blacked out?
Well, yeah. Imagine the force of that hitting you directly in
And
the
then you
face.
just woke up covered in blood?
I didn't wake up because I didn't pass out. I blacked out. So it was just like couldn't see, couldn't hear, couldn't feel.
Oh my God.
Like, because the great thing about a broken nose, it doesn't hurt until someone fixes it.
What are the words that he's using? This is a fun job. The great,
great
thing
things
about
about-
breaking your nose. What? You're fucked up, dude.
No,
You
because
need
I
to go
broke
to therapy.
I broken my nose 2 or 3 times, maybe.
Damn it, it's still that straight.
The reason it's straight is because the first time it broke at a crook, and that sucked. But my dad, like, I remember when it happened. I'll tell the story after this. He looked at me and was like, "Hey, come here," and he just took my nose and just like twisted it straight.
I've seen that in movies.
Did a great fucking job. It curves a little to the right now.
Well, I think doing human blockhead, it helps straighten it out because you're putting a metal rod in there every time. You know,
Well,
keeps it straight.
That broke it a different way that I do all the time. That's a different thing.
Yeah, you can only use
No.
one nostril.
Yeah, because the other one's so broken to this. Anyway, so yeah, so it fucking crushed my
Oh
nose.
my God.
And that's why if you look at it, there, right
Yeah,
here,
there's a
it's
little-
white
yeah.
because it pushes against my nose, and that's because this thing was fucking crisp. Like, I to reform it, I just did this a bunch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and like I remember that was the first day because I'd only worked there a few months, and overall I only worked like 8 months. But we got custom shirts where it was like the company shirt with your name tag on it. First day I got it was that day, and I just drenched it in blood because I destroyed my face.
Oh my God.
And the crazy fucking thing is, I finished the day. I worked another 4 hours there,
Dude,
and I remember the next day we had a
I would have fucking. I'm going home.
no, like my job now. Yeah, fuck this. I'm going home. I don't know why I
I
cared.
think that's just
It was a pride thing.
It's a young mentality thing.
I was.
It's a pride. Yeah.
I was new in this like franchise.
I've gotten to this thing just in jobs in general. Like if something like that would happen, I'm fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm going home and I'll be back tomorrow.
No.
If it's not that bad.
Well, no, because they made me take an insurance test
Oh,
or
yeah, so you
whatever
got fucking-
in case I had brain damage because of how hard it
my
rocked me.
God.
Because I for sure had a concussion, and they were like, "Hey, this is like I remember them sending
So that-
parameters of like, hey, this is when you can like set up a doctor's appointment for this."
And did you?
No, I was fine. I think
I think that's the day that Jacob changed.
that was not my first concussion.
Dude, concussions can be a separate episode.
Yeah, I've had at least 4, and they all have a story.
Oh my god, I have one for sure.
I didn't know that.
I have one for sure that's not for sure. But I'm pretty sure because I had a headache for months, dude. That means you have a concussion,
Because I've had one concussion where I forgot people's names.
dude. What?
I was in high school.
What?
All right, did I finish the first story?
Probably not.
Yeah, the welding story. Yeah, so it just crushed my nose. I remember like just like pinching it back in place. And that's why there's like bone shards. Like this thing is not solid. There's a piece missing where this finger is, and like it goes a little bit further down on this end because it was just gravel in my face.
Well, it's because it shattered the bone.
Yeah, and I just remember pinching it back in place to fix it.
So you didn't go to the doctor?
No. I mean, like, who fucking cares?
It's your face.
How often have you gone to the doctor?
Today. We just discussed it. So, checkmate, you bitch. Checkmate.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Didn't see that going
No,
coming.
I did not. I did not read the room.
No, you didn't. Wow, got you there.
No, but like that job, I fucking loved because I was young, I was fresh. They believed in me wrongfully, and they abused the fuck out of me.
And it was fun?
Yeah, no, it was fun because I had something to prove. That's back when I cared about welding before I got the second job, and I didn't give a fuck after that.
And then you just were like, this fucking blows.
No, because my first job, all I cared about was like, hey, I'm talented. I
Yeah,
want
you're
you
trying
to
to
believe in me.
Prove yourself, make a name for yourself as a welder.
Well, because I was doing
Because
grunt.
you're green.
I was
You're
doing
fresh,
grunt
yeah.
work as I should. Like I did a lot of like just working the saw, which a metal saw is fucking weird to work because it just takes so long and it's so fucking hot because the metal heats
It's very
up.
hot. I do a little bit of metal cutting.
Really?
Just because we'll do, like, I've done, like, stair treads with metal beams, and we got to cut those
Okay,
down.
that makes sense. Yeah.
And I just metal saw, and then I'll use the saw itself to ease the edges and get off the burrs. Like, so I'll do my cut.
I
Like,
feel like we're using a different saw in this circumstance.
well, this is like a big metal, like, rough saw that, like, looks like there's bumps all over it.
Does it have 2 separate pulley systems?
No, this is a small saw because we're on a job site.
Oh, okay. Oh, on job. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'll cut like a rail for a banister that's metal, and it will spark, and then I'll pull the saw halfway down and let it go. I'll start it, and then take the thing and spin it. I'll go at an angle and spin it sideways to ease the edges, so it's not a sharp metal.
Okay.
And then I'll like go like that and around it, and then slowly ease off the. Yeah,
Okay, because a story about this when I was running the saw.
with pulleys. That sounds scary.
Well, it's like I don't know how to like describe it properly. It's a bandsaw.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
it's 2 things spinning.
I've used one of those.
But this is a metal bandsaw, so it's just like
No, I've used one of those. We had those in my old shop where the blade is like on a thing. We had a
Yes.
super small one, and
And
you
you,
would
like-
and you would lower it.
you have to like lessen the pressure
Yeah,
of it. So
yeah,
it
we
lowers.
used
Yeah.
one of those.
So for I think a full fucking day, I was just measuring parts and cutting them for the next project.
God, that's so monotonous.
I mean, that's the grunt work, but
So
like it was
mind-numbing.
fine because that company let me wear headphones, so I would just like
Well, that's nice.
do it, and like I figured out my way of doing it.
OSHA does not approve.
No, absolutely not. No, this is
It's all right. I wear headphones at work now.
this
so.
OSHA like if I remember when an employee quit, they called OSHA and they like had an emergency meeting. It's like, hey, we need to do this, this, and this for the next 2 weeks in case these people come.
Oh my God! Can you
Yeah.
imagine me that? I've like disliked
Company
my
of 12 people.
but I've like disliked my job sometimes. But like, can you imagine quitting and disliking your job so much that you
Calling
that you
somebody-
want to fuck the entire company?
calling the government.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. People are.
I have a story of
petty.
another person who quit while I was there. But first, okay, so yeah, I was cutting shit all day working on the saw because the way the saw works is it's a long band saw and you have to like relieve the air
and
pressure.
and the gravity drops it.
But
yeah.
you have to do it like slow enough that it doesn't bounce.
And you gotta
but
make sure it's a
fast
good-
enough
a
it goes
good cut,
through.
yeah.
You set a like parameter of the cut, and by the end of the day, I was doing H bar, and it was 20 feet of that. So it's like steel,
Yeah.
heavy shit. I think it was like 6 inches squared,
That's a long,
probably.
and it takes a while to cut through that.
Yeah, because it's also like different amounts of metal.
Yeah.
And I did it all day. I figured
Jesus.
out my system because also I had to spin it sometimes. So I would like to spin, or no, not spin it, to get it up on the like system. I would pick up half of it because it was hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Oh yeah.
And then I would take a scrap metal, shove it in the like roller section to just hold it still, and then I'd pick up the other section, place it, get it on the right surface, get it lined up,
Oh my
and then
God.
put it in.
And it's rinse and repeat all day.
And I think I did
That's why you're so strong.
over. Oh God, I was so fucking strong at that time. But yeah, I did that at least. I think it was I had to do 20 of them, so I'd done 19. And by the end of the day, another welder came up who was a little bit. He was newer than me, but he had been in the
Game longer.
He'd been a welder for longer. He'd been a welder for probably
Yeah,
like 10
just
years.
newer at
Well,
the
I'd been
company.
like a few months.
Yeah.
Because they hired me out of college so they could like train me to their direct systems. But he came up, and this dude, I fucking loved him. He was so funny, so cool. He was an idiot. He's the one who got hurt the most, even more than me. While we
Even
were
though
there.
he's an experienced welder?
Yeah. But
I feel like it wasn't a personal. I feel like this job was just sketchy.
that's probably a big part of it. And why I won't list the name because I love the company. After they fired me, they tried to hire me.
you, and he still said, "I love the company. It's so much fun."
No, because after they fired me, they tried to hire me back, but I'd already worked for a different company for a few months. Like
Oh, they just fired you because they were slow or something?
I was laid off. Yeah.
Yeah, you were late.
So like I was able to go on unemployment for a few months.
That's always
And
fun.
I was gonna wait, but unemployment just wasn't what it was back then because obviously now they got their shit done or like down with COVID.
It still takes a while. I was on it for a little bit because
Yeah.
I got laid off during COVID.
I think I was on it for like 2 weeks, maybe
I had to get a new
over a month.
I had to get a new job when I got laid off and I went on unemployment.
Because it takes so long.
It
yeah.
took so long to process that I had to get a new job, and then by the time I processed it, I was hired, and I was like,
Fuck.
son of a bitch, because I wanted to kind of enjoy my retirement.
Because my fucked up thing was I lived with my parents. I don't know why I was so determined to get a new job.
Because you were going on dates with women.
Not really at the time.
I live with my parents, and I'm still desperate for money.
No, but this was when I was 19,
True.
and I got laid off, and I had
And you had
all
mo-
my
yeah, you
welding
had
money.
so
yeah,
much money.
for like 10 months of welding or whatever. I should have taken a month off. I took like 2 weeks off. Yeah, but anyways, so yeah, the time I maybe fractured my leg, I think I did. I didn't go to the doctor
Oh
for
my
it again.
god, again.
No, so I had been picking up
He's
that H
fucked
bar all
up.
day. So I said at the end of the day, this guy comes over and offers me help. I'm like, sure, whatever,
Yeah, you
just
got
to help
one
me.
more, yeah.
So I don't have to like do like set the or
Private
with the
metal.
rollers, like set the bar in it to like jam it so I can pick up this piece in 2 sets. He just helped me pick it up and he was like, oh, I don't like how I'm holding it in his inner monologue. So he twists it.
Without telling you.
Yeah. So I'm holding it like this and it rolls out of my hand, hits my knee on the way down and then pins my knee to the concrete. And
Oh my
we have
God.
10 minutes left of work. So he had finished with his and he was like, oh, I'll help this guy. And he rolls something out of my hands. I couldn't catch in time.
And that thing's fucking heavy as shit.
It's a 20-foot H bar.
Yeah.
So it's several hundred pounds and hits
And-
my
and it's
leg
metal.
and then pins me against the concrete.
Oh my god.
He's super apologetic. I'm like, hey, let's just get this up here so I
Yeah,
can fucking
can
cut
we
it,
get it?
so I don't get in trouble. Yeah, so we cut.
You
You
were like, let's get it under and get the cut, and you're like, fuck my knee, dude. Like,
well, no,
what?
because I'm just dragging it behind me at this point. I remember it's my right knee. I still am able to drive home. I lived 20 miles out, so it was like a 30-minute drive home. And by the time I got home, I remember my dad was working out in his workshop. So he was outside and he saw me dragging my leg behind me. He's like, what the fuck happened? I'm
and
like,
you go, I'm fine.
oh, I hit it with a piece of metal. And he's like, let me look at it. And we roll my jeans up. It's like a knee plus a softball. So
And you were just, what were you gonna do? Just go in your room and put on Netflix or something?
no,
You had a girl coming over?
nope, different. So I remember that weekend,
Oh my god.
because it was Friday, I immediately put on a pair of skinny jeans to hold the swelling.
To keep the pressure.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I drove to Iowa City with a ice bag on my knee.
To
and-
go party?
Yeah, no, and I went to Iowa City where I like kind of lived on the weekend during that time.
Yeah, you were going there like every weekend.
Every single weekend, yeah.
And then staying there the whole
Yeah,
weekend.
like Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, I would drive home. That weekend, I think I actually have video of it because that was one where we got especially drunk because I also was on like any painkiller I could get.
Oh my
because I was so fucked up and my knee was so swollen. But I remember that Friday we went out dancing and
You think that's a good idea?
no, and I danced with this girl at Gabe's in Iowa City.
dope.
No, and because on Fridays they would play like 50s and 60s music.
Like ballroom.
And we would like dress nice and go out dancing. It was so much, not
Yeah.
ballroom. Are you fucking kidding me? Like kind of like swing.
That's ballroom.
No, it's not. But anyways, and I remember this girl I really liked. Her and I were dancing, and I like went to dip her, and she leaned on my right leg, and I fucking
And
just
you collapsed.
No, I didn't.
You
I
dropped her?
her. Yeah.
She just
No, she hit the fucking pavement.
you just go, oops.
Well, no, but
But you probably dropped with her or
no,
partially.
my leg just. Yeah, I probably like took a knee with it, but yeah.
Yeah, you were doing a statement, dude. You were
Yeah.
taking a knee. Oh
No,
my god,
she just fucking hit the floor.
She's like, yeah, I trust this guy. Bam, drop.
I did that so much where I thought I could dip somebody, and I just fucking
You've
couldn't.
dropped multiple people dipping?
More than 2 times. 2 people.
How often are you going out dipping? Is that a saying? It is now.
Dipping? No, because like dipping means like,
Oh, we'll put a dip in.
yeah, no.
No,
like,
but in this sense, dipping.
I did that most Fridays.
I think I've only dipped one person one time.
How did it go?
I didn't drop her, so it went great.
I've dropped at least 2 women.
Twice.
A couple times, yes.
All right, if you hear this, don't dance with Jacob.
I don't know if I'm solid yet.
I don't think you are. You have a terrible stat record, dude.
I don't know how many times I didn't drop somebody. I don't keep track of
Oh,
that.
so now we're going up the odds.
It's less memorable. Yeah.
So you think there's more non-drop dips than...
Slightly. Not an incredible amount. Not a trustworthy amount. Because you should be like 9-1.
You should be 100%.
I mean, like, but like a real person, I'd give them 1 fault.
True.
How many times have you dipped a person?
I just said like once.
I bet
And
I've
guess what? I'm batting 100, baby.
I bet I've dipped upwards of 10, dropped 4 is my... So not good.
I mean, that's passing. You passed. You passed the dip test.
I wouldn't get into college off of that, though.
Community college. And those people you probably should drop. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I went to community college, so did Jacob.
We both did.
went to community college, so...
I'm a welder. You're a...
carpenter.
Yeah.
So we're advocates for community college, but it is a funny joke.
God, it's
So-
weird that I'm no longer a welder, though.
I'm back into carpentry. I'm back into it.
It's what, you took like 6 months off, 8 months off?
Yeah, it was weird. I did carpentry right out of college for like 5
From the
years.
start of college onto...
Oh yeah, because I was
Carpentry
still in
school,
school.
yeah.
I got hired while I was still in school,
Because I got hired a week after I left school for welding.
and then I did it for a while, and then got laid off, and then took a little hiatus, did something different, and then I'm back in it, baby, and it feels great.
Does it?
You know what else feels great?
What?
This episode, this podcast.
We found our
um
standpoint.
my drink is
Yes.
empty,
Okay.
which means it's the end of the episode.
Remember, keep your Mondays moist and your something else.
We'll come up with a good ending. I think definitely remember to moisten those lips
And
and
moist,
moisten those hips because you just enjoyed.
a Moist Monday podcast.
Bye everyone.
Love you. I love you, bud.
Love you, bud. Cheers.